I'm such an amateur. All right. Oh, come on. All right. Excuse me if you're watching right now. I'm going to go live on TikTok for subscribers. And, okay, we are good. For those watching in the future on YouTube, just give me a few seconds here to let some people in. And then I will share with you my perspective. Okay, well, that's enough time. Hello, everyone on TikTok. Hello, everyone on YouTube. If you want to actually watch this live stream, I did not mean to wave at you, Dunay. Sorry about that. You can head on over to YouTube. It is a members-only live stream on YouTube, but what's going on here? Why can't I make the chat bigger? But I made it visible. I made it visible for, I'm going to end this live stream and start it back up for TikTok. Sorry about that. All right, give me a second. Everyone on YouTube, give me a second. Oh, what's Marco going to say? I have explained this plenty of times, period. I'm waiting for a breakthrough, the downtrend, and a backtest of the downtrend line with a higher high in place, period. All right, let me try to go live again. Forgive me, everyone on TikTok or on YouTube here. And then I will share my perspective here as to what's going on. Okay. Oh, it's not letting me do it. Oh, that's brutal. Why aren't you letting me do it? Okay, I'm just gonna carry on. So, in the Trading Journal, March 15th update, and I would still say this is true. Seeing some strength in alts for the first time since 2025. In 2025, excuse me, the days of easy shorting may be coming to an end. I've mostly been doing shorts. And I'm still mostly in shorts right now. I have 2 longs open, but then like 6 shorts. Some altcoins are breaking through their 20-day EMAs for the first time all year, but I'm waiting for higher highs before pursuing longs with strength. And so I have a couple of charts here to explain to you my perspective as to what I'm seeing. Gala, for example. Now, Gala has not broken through its 20-day EMA. The 20-day EMA, let me talk about the 20-day EMA first real quick. The 20-day EMA, when we are in a huge upswing, let me go back to Bitcoin, from November to December. When we're in a huge upswing, we saw Bitcoin go from $80,000 to $90,000 very quickly. And you may be tempted to FOMO into Bitcoin at that time. But what I wait for, my preference is at least to wait for Bitcoin to either come down to the 20-day EMA, the red line, or for the 20-day EMA to rise to that level. And so, and you can see, then it bounces off the 20-day EMA, but then it starts showing some weakness, and it bounces, it goes down, it loses the 20-day EMA, goes down to the 50-day EMA, and then shows more and more weakness and whatever. The same thing, you can do the same thing. You can have the same mindset on downtrends when just it feels like the market's going down and down forever. what do you look for? Well, you look for some kind of a breaking through to the upside, the 20-day EMA, because that's a good sign of seller exhaustion. Breaking through the downtrend line, Gala has done that. Now, I'm not super excited about Gala right now, even though it's broken through that downtrend line. It has not put in a higher high. Volume is incredibly low for Gala. So I think it's going to continue to go lower. But, the step one, I want to see it break through the downtrend line. Cosmos is interesting. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Cosmos because their tokenomics are really bad. But here's an example of one. It's broken through the 20-day EMA really for the first time since December. I mean, well, let's see. Yeah, December. There was a brief breakthrough in January, but other than that, it's just the 20-day EMA was resistance. And so this is what I'm seeing with a lot of altcoins, which means, does this mean that they're gaining strength? What I would actually say is it's more so that they're losing weakness. So the altcoins are losing weakness. There's a difference. Now, Cosmos has put in a higher high, so maybe I'd be interested in opening along on this, except for the fact that their tokenomics are really bad. Volume doesn't look terrible. This is what I'm seeing right now in the crypto market. A little bit. I'm still not at the point where I'm quite a buyer. You can see the total altcoin market cap. It just keeps getting rejected. Maybe we'll see some dovishness from Jerome Powell tomorrow during the Federal Reserve meeting. And who knows, maybe we'll see an end to quantitative tightening. I think that would provide enough strength for the total altcoin market cap to break through, to put in a higher high, for us to have some kind of an uptrend. The total 3 minus Ethereum looks a little bit better. But again, volume's not all that impressive. So I would at least wait for a back test of this trend line before wanting to get in. But for me, it's total 2. I'm just playing it a little safe. I want to see total 2 break through. So where do I see Bitcoin going now? I see it at least some kind of a relief rally. At the very least, some kind of a relief rally. But I have my eyes on a specific exit, and that is, S&P. I think we're in a bear market in terms of dollars. In terms of gold, I want to show you guys a chart. The S&P priced in gold, we've been in a bear market since 2022. So S&P, this is the SPY ETF, pretty much the same thing, but S&P getting up to about 6,000, maybe 5,800. And then something that we saw yesterday that was really interesting was a lot of the Magnificent Seven. All of the Magnificent Seven stocks were red, but then the S&P 500 was 90% green. So if we saw something like that happen, then Bitcoin could absolutely hit a new all-time high, and we could see altcoins do the same thing. But we got to wait. I mean, what's it going to take, man? It feels like it give you this feeling of it's never going to go up. And, it's the opposite of euphoria in many ways, because in euphoria, it's like it's never going to go down. So that makes me more interested in being a buyer in general. But I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the right time. Do you think Powell will dump the market tomorrow, or good long opportunity? I just kind of answered that question. Listen, I have some positions opened right now. I'm going to be as low levered as possible. So I'm going to be closing a lot of those positions, whether they're up or down, and whether they're longs or shorts, and I'm going to be waiting. I really do think that that Powell has to speak in terms of dovishness, of we're going to lower rates, or we have our eyes on lowering rates, or we're going to put an end to quantitative tightening. I don't see how he can be hawkish right now. Inflation's coming down because a lot of the cuts, and unemployment is still looking good. If unemployment was rising, then that would be a reason for rate cuts. But if it's steady or it's dropping, that's a reason to not cut rates. But then inflation, if you're going to quote unquote beat inflation, inflation at the next CPI report might be around 2%, which is what they want, but they don't want it to be a falling knife. So all that to say, I do think that tomorrow is after the Fed meeting and after Jerome Powell speaks is going to be a bullish reaction in the market. So thank you, Pascali. How to access your spreadsheet from TikTok. You need to message me. So send me a message on TikTok and I'll send it to you. So, okay. All right. So if you're just hopping in here, seeing some strength in alts or seeing less weakness in alts for the first time in 2025. The days of easy shorting may be coming to an end. I am still more short than I am long. Okay. But what I've been doing is only paying attention to the trend line and shorting on the trend line. But now my mindset is I'm looking at a couple different things. I am looking at the 20-day EMA as a good place to short, and I'm pulling up Bollinger Bands. So where are the Bollinger Bands? Bollinger Bands. Why do I not have Bollinger Bands on here? Oh, that's weird. And another thing that I'm paying attention to right now, I'm playing it a little bit more safe. I want stochastic RSI to enter oversold territory on a daily chart before I enter any shorts now, and I want it to enter into overbought territory if I'm going to enter shorts, and oversold territory if I'm going to enter longs. So that's something I wasn't really paying attention to all that much, but this is my way of playing it a little bit safer with altcoins right now. When it comes to, I'm still feeling very greedy with my shorts, but I want to play it a little safer. And sorry, I do apologize for that. So I've added in Bollinger Bands as a means of measuring what I want to do with longs and shorts. So I know it's a hot mess in here, so let me get rid of the EMAs for a second, and I'll show you what my mindset is. So Bollinger Bands, man, this one, I got the VWAP there. I'm just going to delete that. That'll make it a little cleaner. So Bollinger Bands, here's just an additional tool. We are in a downtrend still. I am no longer paying attention to the downtrend line because certain junk coins like Gala are breaking through that downtrend line on very low volume, and so I don't want to short at the downtrend line anymore for a lot of these. But I'm looking at the middle, the very middle of the Bollinger Band range as a good place to enter a short. So yesterday with Gala, let me expand this. That would have been a good place to short. You see big green candle with Gala. It didn't quite get there. But then you factor in, let me open back up the 20-day EMA. So, all right, traders got a little too greedy with this one. But there's plenty of other cryptos where this may be true. So that's kind of my mindset right now. Why am I in the Dow Jones chart? Another thing that I want to say to you before I look at individual cryptos is I'm starting to do a lot more research on gold, on precious metals miners, and Mar, I answered your question already, man. I'm sure you left and you came back, but it's pretty frustrating for me to have to answer your question again. Let me just say up. Okay. So I'm looking into precious metals miners, and no worries, man. And I think, guys, don't ignore this. I know, a lot of you ignored me in December or got upset with me in December when I was saying that I was selling 40% of my crypto, that I sold it. Now I got to get rid of the Bollinger Bands because that looks super ugly. But look at the S&P price in gold. And why does this matter? Well, if you think about the Great Depression, You think about the Great Depression. $20.67 was the fixed price that you would redeem U.S. dollars into gold. Okay, you would redeem U.S. dollars into gold. You would be guaranteed. All you had to do is do $20.67 for 1 ounce of gold. In 1933, they increased that to $35, and that was between 1933 and 1971. It was $35 the entire time. If you wanted to redeem your U.S. dollars into gold, at least that's, I mean, Franklin Roosevelt did some sketchy stuff with that, but that was at least the supposed rate that you were supposed to be able to redeem your dollars for gold. Now, so when you look at the Great Depression, what you should be thinking is that that's how much the stock market crashed in comparison to gold, not in comparison to dollars. Okay, so when you see a lot of people price charts in terms of gold, that's what they're doing, is that they're measuring it in comparison to what it was like before 1971, when we were, quote unquote, temporarily removed from the gold standard, and we're still temporarily removed from pegging to gold. And so when you consider that, look at this. The stock market, the S&P 500 peaked in December 2021 in terms of the price of gold, and it has not gotten back. We entered a bear market at the end of December of 2021, and we are just straight up dumping right now in the price of gold. Now, does that mean that we are? So, I mean, a lot of people, you might hear people say that we are going to the stock market's going to crash 80%, and what they're saying is 80% in terms of dollars. Like my friend Timothy James, I don't know how many of you follow him. He used to go by Crypto Weatherman. He's nonstop saying we're crashing 80% in US dollars. And I'm telling you, that's not going to happen, because the dollar is trash. Okay, it's a junk coin. But something that can happen is that the stock market could crash 80% in terms of gold. That absolutely can happen. So, you can see in 2021, it peaked at, thank you, Swatantra. It peaked at 0.26 something. And right now it's at 0.18. So we're already, about 33% down, something like that. That's just spitballing it in my head. We're already down 33% in terms of gold in the S&P 500. Similar thing for the Dow Jones. You know what? Not quite. All right. So when Dow Jones peaked in 2024, I'm just that's news to me. But still, we're very much in a bear market right now in terms of gold. Why does this matter? Well, let me flip this for a second. Here's my perspective as to what might be coming for gold priced in the stock market, in the Dow Jones and the S&P. Is I would think there would be some kind of a retrace at least. And this is let's say it got up to a 0.5 retrace. 2008, this fib chart here was from actually 2011. Gold peaked and silver had a peak in 2011, and then the stock market rallied. Precious metals were really hot in 2011. And then after that, it was just pretty much flat or down. Stock market rallied, and so you can see that it's been pretty down for gold in terms of the stock market. But I think we have a lot of room to climb here over the next 5-10 years with gold, and that it's going to outpace the stock market. And so here's why I'm saying this. All right, I'll get back to crypto in a second. Think of gold as Bitcoin and precious metals miners as altcoins. As I'm doing more research, I'm becoming quite convinced that now this is a longer term play. This is not, alt season, a 7-week alt season period, but I'm becoming quite convinced that that this is a bigger opportunity for the next decade than stocks, and maybe a bigger opportunity than crypto. is the gold ecosystem and thinking in terms of gold dominance. All right. And so some of you might object and say gold is it's already scorching hot. You know, it's over $3,000. A lot of people are talking about gold all of a sudden. Well, here's the gold chart priced in the Dow Jones. What do you see there? You see that actually we can go much higher in terms of gold versus the Dow Jones and in terms of gold versus the S&P 500. So I'm going to be doing research. I want to make some content about that. Now, I am mostly going to be talking about Bitcoin for sure. Here's gold priced in Bitcoin. You know, we are at a bottom, triple tap of a bottom, two taps in 2021, and then just recently. And so gold in terms of Bitcoin potentially is going to go much higher from here. But okay, I would be happy to take some charting requests. I'm going to be filling out the trading journal as time goes on. I'm actually going to go from the last options here. I'll start with XRP because my last update on XRP was last Tuesday, and then I will go to other, I'll move down alphabetically. So, all right, don't be suspicious is asking about LCX. So let me take a look at LCX here. Unfortunately, man, what are we going to do here? There's nothing about most of these altcoins that would scream, now's the time to get in. All right, I need to get out of the 4-hour chart. Let me get rid of the Bollinger Bands again. Let me bring the EMAs in. So here we go. All right, LCX, what do you see? LCX is not one that I'd be too excited about shorting, that's for sure, because LCX has had some violent moves. I don't even know if I'm able to short LCX on any of my platforms that I use, Bitmart, BingX, or BitUnix. But, I mean, man, I'm sorry. There's nothing that I can say about this that would scream, now's the time to buy. So I don't even have this in my trading journal because I just don't like messing around with LCX as an option. So I would just very strongly recommend waiting on LCX. All right, foregone. You know what? Yeah, let's do Uniswap. My last note on Uniswap was still looking for short entries, perhaps $6.40 in a few days. So let me look at Uniswap. Did it get up to $6.40? I didn't short Uniswap. Another one, low volume breakout of the downtrend. So did it get up to 640? I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, it got very close. Actually, it got exactly to 640. This would have been a great one to short. Oh, well. Oh, well, we move on. We adjust. So longing or shorting, what I think is going to happen with Uniswap is that now that it has kind of broken through this downtrend line, it's just gonna volume so low, it'll have little bounces off the downtrend and continue to drop until we see something significant happen. So something like that for Uniswap. What am I going to write here? Oh, Lofi, man. Lofi, it's a meme coin. It's just we can't be touching meme coins all that much right now. I mean, unless, I own a little bit of Lofi. I know it's at like an $18 million market cap. I think for the most part, a lot of meme coins are just pretty flat. So I'm not going to look at the chart. But what I will say is, I'm not all that interested in selling my meme coins right now because I think just the level of seller exhaustion is, you got to sell, man. You had to have sold. I sold a ton of it. But seller exhaustion is pretty much maxed out with these meme coins. So, all right. Give me a second. Broke the downtrend line, Uniswap, low volume, Low volume should continue to go down. 640 was the perfect place to short. All right, Marco, what are good alts to short if bearish FOMC news? Man, I don't have any specific ones on my radar aside from, give me a second, Foregone. Aside from, here's what I would do. I would look for ones that pumped hard. So like on TradingView here, you can see, you're going to be looking at my camera for those on TikTok. If you sort by percent change, what it'll do is it'll show you the altcoins that have pumped the hardest. I would probably start there, like Dimension, a newer utility cryptocurrency with terrible tokenomics. I see it's up 23.3% today. That's one that I am like frothing at the mouth as far as wanting to open a short, but it's a dangerous game to play. Because there was another one, I think it was API 3 that had a huge day yesterday. And so API 3, I mean, this could be some kind of new beginning, or maybe they had some big update that got people excited because, I mean, look at that volume on Dimension. So it's dangerous, but I do like it. I've done fairly well looking for the cryptos that pump the hardest and then trying to short them with low leverage. Like API 3 yesterday, good morning, Nick. API 3 had a huge breakout yesterday, and now that's a very bearish candle on the daily with higher volume. Oh my goodness. Now, if this candle turned green and the volume was green, that would be very bullish. But I mean, you see these long wicks. As of right now, if the day closed at this price, I would think that this is a really good option to short API 3. So there's one. All right, now so Bitcoin dominance. Oh, where am I? Bitcoin dominance is going to break. Looks like Bitcoin dominance is going to break out to the downside soon. It's kind of been in no man's land. It's just hanging around, I mean, really, wow. It's been about a month of just like, what you going to do, Bitcoin dominance? I wouldn't entirely agree that it's looking to break to the downside soon. It's just chopping. And so what's it doing? You could make an argument for either way, unfortunately. So yeah, it could go up, could go down. Standard cliched response. So let me look at ICP. ICP 536. ICP 200-day. So broke the downtrend line, right? Broke the downtrend line, very low volume. So again, just like what was the other one that I mentioned? I don't remember. Uniswap, right? Was it Uniswap? A lot of altcoins breaking the downtrend line, not putting a higher high, getting rejected at the 20-day EMA. And so I think we're not done going down, that it's going to be something that's a little too exaggerated. But something like this, I'm sorry, man, it's not something that I'd be too excited. I would love it if these downtrends were broken with higher volume. Like Bitcoin Cash, for example. So let me make a note on ICP in the trading journal. Bitcoin Cash and Crypto.com are the textbook examples of cryptos that I'm looking for, that I'd be more interested in longing because they had high volume breakouts. So let's see. 318. Today is the 18th. All right. Broke downtrend line, low volume, expecting further lower bounces off of the trend line. All right. Do you think Lofi will recover when the market turns around? Yes. They are going to market really hard when the market turns around. Okay. You charting this on the daily? Yes. Trying to understand. You think ICP and Uni will continue to go down even after Powell speaks? So I'm not going to assume anything about what Powell's going to say. So that's the thing. Now, if he talks, well, all right. You know what? I'm thinking out loud right now. Maybe they won't. I think the thing that we need is the larger cap cryptos to show some strength first. That's the thing. So until we see the larger cap cryptos show some strength, but the thing that's causing me to be a little bit slow to say, you know, if Powell does speak with dovishness tomorrow, that could be a huge reversal sign. Because do you guys remember? Well, let me actually pull up total too, because it's a lot more dramatic. The total altcoin market cap. All right, remember this massive green candle here, Monday, December 9th. When was, let me actually make sure that's right. When was the December 2024 Fed meeting? Let's see here. Because I remember the market reacted very poorly. Okay, December 17th. So it wasn't December 9th. But the market reacted very poorly when Jerome Powell spoke. So it would have been December 18th, actually. Because what he did is he spoke in more hawkish terms. Let me, gosh. Oh, that's brutal. Okay. So, come on. There we go. All right. Oh, come on. What are we doing? All right, total 2. Here's the day. The day. Powell spoke on this day. And look at these 2 red candles, massive red candles. Oh, wait, you can't see that on TikTok. These massive red candles, these 2 big red candles. Those were days that was the reaction of Powell speaking more about, like, with more tightening language. So let's say, you know what? I mean, I'm talking myself into this right now. I really have a hard time thinking that he's not going to have some kind of dovish language tomorrow. If that's the case, you know, is that going to be the catalyst we need for the total 2 to break through the downtrend and put in a higher high? That might be it, and then maybe we'd start a new uptrend. So this is just me thinking out loud right now. I'm open to any possibility, but as I'm talking, I'm kind of thinking that maybe I'm going to buy some crypto tomorrow, a few $1,000s worth of crypto tomorrow before the Fed meeting, just to, you know, just spot. So we'll see, because there isn't much that he can say that would make the market react negatively. So yeah, down big on STX, down huge on STX. Thank you, 998. You are down big on STX. I'm sorry to say there really isn't a light at the end of the tunnel until we see a market reversal. This one looks really bad. Any of these cryptos, all right, well, you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, it's not as bad as I thought, because it is still higher than its bear market bottom price at least. So you can see the bear market bottom was 20 cents. You know, still 3x from its bear market bottom. It can go back down, but there's a lot of liquidity in this zone right here. So it probably is going to be pretty difficult for it to break the zone that it's in right now to the downside. So, but until we see something, this is a textbook crypto that I want to be shorting, because I know that that STX it does not have good tokenomics. So, good afternoon, everyone. Good time to get into Render. No, absolutely not. Do not get into Render. Not financial advice. Render, that's a perfect one to short. And it's the same deal with what I've been saying about AI cryptos, right? They had a huge pump from their bear market bottoms. They're still up big from their bear market bottoms. They can go lower. They can still go lower even if we see a reversal and everything else. This is like AI cryptos that existed before 2024 are like very high on my do not touch list for buys. I want to short render. I want to short the crap out of render. And that is still my mindset. My last note from March 12th says high volume buying pressure over the last couple of days. Still way off from a good level to short. Won't long now either. So render March 18th. All I'm going to say is still looking for good opportunities to short. The 20-day EMA is the ideal place. I mean, if it gets anywhere near the 20-day EMA, the bears get super greedy with this. So all right. I know I'm behind on some comments on TikTok. Let's see here. Hard to see how tomorrow isn't dovish. I'm with you on that, Matthew. How about Pendle? So Pendle is doing right now, well, kinda. It was doing this. It's doing the thing that I'm afraid will happen with a lot of these cryptos that had these low volume breakouts of their downtrend. So you can see with Pendle, it did exactly what I was afraid about. It broke through the downtrend. It did exactly what I'm talking about. It broke through the downtrend, and then that downtrend line just acted as support. But the downtrend lines continue to go down, and now Pendle's at a really good place to short. Unfortunately, because you know how much I love Pendle. I set a short at 240, and I barely missed it, didn't I? Yeah, shoot. Oh, this just breaks my heart. Look at that. Oh, maybe it filled. I don't know. Maybe it filled. Actually, all right, it got up to 241, so it might have filled. I'm going to have to find out about that after this live stream. But, like, looking at this, I mean, the 20-day EMA is probably going to be resistance unless Powell is until tomorrow when Powell speaks. 26 hours from now, about 26 hours from now. So I'm closing all my shorts tomorrow, or I'm closing a lot of them. But unless, if Powell speaks in terms of like, yeah, we're going to have to lower rates soon, this might finally have enough juice to break through and to put in a higher high. So, right now it's an ideal short. Tomorrow at this time, it could be an ideal long. Things change so quickly. Are you buying now or still waiting? I'm still waiting. I did say earlier that I'm probably going to buy some crypto right before, tomorrow before Powell speaks, because it's more likely that he's going to speak in terms of dovishness than hawkishness, for sure. So, all right, let me look at XLM. So my last update with XLM was strong breakout, still in lower high territory. Shorting is better than longing at this level. So let's see what we've got with XLM. Sorry, that was really lame. All right, March 13th, high volume. I don't know why I said that. Oh, wait, strong. I didn't say high volume. I said strong breakout. So it did get to a strong breakout, but then again, just like everything else, the 20-day EMA acted as resistance. Now, what are we going to say? 200-day SMA doesn't look like it's having that much of an effect. But we got the 20-day EMA and the 200-day. As of right now, it sucks, but now shorting XLM is very dangerous because I think XRP, if any crypto is going to lead the charge into some kind of significant altcoin movement, my money's on XRP right now. And if XRP takes off like crazy, then XLM is going to do the same thing. So and what happens if the SEC announces that they're throwing out the case with XRP, with Ripple? I mean, watch out. We'll see XRP get to $3 in an instant candle. at least. Okay, all right, I forgot to look at XRP. So XRP, one of the few that's actually like holding a range instead of just being in a downtrend. I mean, you could say it is in a downtrend, but I would just say this is one big range since November. So, a big range since November. So, you know, the big thing is if we lose $2 on a daily close, that's going to be, to me, that's like the last line of defense. That in Bitcoin at the 50-week moving average. That I'm just going to be straight up either a crab or a bear after that. So all right. What's up with VeChain? So my note on March 12th, VeChain lost support. Current range as of last week is between 1.9 cents and 2.65 cents. So let's look at VeChain. Same deal. It's closer to the top of the range, but we could, if we saw VeChain get down to 1.9 cents, I'd be a pretty heavy buyer of spot. That would be for a scalp. It would be for like a, you know, I could see it getting back up to the top of the range and getting rejected there. Another one, 20-day EMA, man, you know, nothing, no sign of strength, chopping around, probably going to get rejected at the 20-day EMA unless, of course, Powell is dovish tomorrow. No change to the March 12th update. I would buy a lot at 1.9 cents. So, I mean, like I did say earlier in this live stream, what did I say? Altcoins are showing less weakness, or, you know, the bears are showing some signs, a little bit of exhaustion. But we're still clearly in a downtrend. If tomorrow's a big nothing burger, I'm probably just going to continue shorting crypto. So, but man, I learned I unfortunately made a few impulsive decisions with my trading. I'd be up pretty big. Instead, I'm up a little bit over the last week, but man, here's my indicator that that you should buy is if you ever hear me talk about like throwing caution to the wind and getting in a market short of fart coin, just buy crypto, just buy it, because I did that. I made that mistake last week. I shorted fart coin, and I didn't really do much technical analysis. I was like, hey, here's a good level. I shorted fart coin, and I lost some money. And then I also shorted Floki at a terrible point. It was so dumb. Even, you know, I make those mistakes. I still make those mistakes. So, what's up, Ollie? All right, I'm going to look at Tron. Any other requests? I mean, Tron, you got to be kidding me. Sorry, I'm another trade that I lost. I mean, look at Tron here. It just held this level, did not have a single daily close below 22 cents since December. Super strong support, and it was super strong support. And yet, the day that I opened a long and I got stopped out of that long, that's the day. that's the day that it has a big daily close below the level of support. But I'm still telling you guys, trading's worth it. If you could learn to trade. Oh, but man, this little bit right there, just murder. It's murder. That's why you do low leverage. I mean, I did a little bit higher leverage. I'm not going to lie. So do as I say, not as I do. That's why you do low leverage. 2x leverage. All right, so let me make a note about Tron, and then I'll take a look at Loopring. Tron, still holding 22 cents. Is Beppe dead? No, stop. Guys. No, it's not dead. I mean, the market is hemorrhaging right now. And when the time comes for risk on activity to come back, I'm telling you, Beppe will pump super hard. All right, Loopring looks like it's bottom, and then I'll read Ollie's comment. It's just those kind of questions are frustrating. And no worries, Harvey. I'm just like, those kind of questions are frustrating when like the entire market is collapsing. You know, has been collapsing over the last 3 months. Of course, a crypto like Beppe is not going to do well. You know, so all right, Loopring, high risk, high reward, man. But they're still grinding. All right, Loopring looks like it's bottoming. Maybe. So incredibly low volume, just like everything else. I'd be nervous of the same thing that I said for ICP and Uniswap, where it just does something like this, you know. Something like this for a while. I mean, we'll see. Because the volume's so low. And then it's getting close to overbought on stochastic. I'm not in love with this. I mean, overbought on stochastic when it really hasn't done much over the last few days. It's not something that I'd be interested in touching, especially because this 11.52 cents price is that's a key level, man. I mean, yeah. That's a level that I would have thought would have held, but it didn't. You know, I mean, the 2024 bottom. So we'll see. I hope so. It's one that I'd be interested in buying, like when things got scorching hot. So, did you see the Solana commercial they released and then pulled down yesterday within a couple hours? I think it hurts their reputation, pick a lane and stay in it. I agree with you on that. I did not see the commercial. I was not interested in watching it. I heard some criticism of it, but there's why take it down? Just stick with it. And then the fact that they took it down, it's like, all right, so they're fragile, you know, but I don't care. Did you guys have much luck with replenishing the market and wallet with help from the community? I actually don't know. I haven't looked into it. That's KB put that together. I haven't asked. I haven't looked into how much is in it. So I'm not going to worry about it right now. There's going to be a time for sure. And yeah, so Loopring. Should act as support. So here's what I'm typing about Loopring. Low volume breakout of downtrend resistance should act as support while putting in lower highs and lower lows. Okay. Have I missed anything? Let's see. My portfolio is so down, I'm happy to hold all long term, even until 2026. It will all pump some point. Careful. You know, I mean, hey, wait till tomorrow. But, all right, I don't want to speak too alarmist, okay? But the dot-com bust of crypto is ahead of us, not behind us. And there's an above zero chance that we are at the early stages of a .com bust of crypto. You know, Amazon stock went from $100 to $4. Amazon. Now, after that, it went up to $3,000. So, you know, I'm 80% or 90% in stables. I've actually been converting some of that to just regular dollars and buying some gold miners. But I don't want to be holding anything even till 2026. I hope that my thesis is right. And I hope my thesis is right that that 2025 is going to bottom out. 2026, 2027 going to be very bullish years. But we'll see. So when you get big gains, yeah, take profits. How's Sol? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that commercial fiasco had a negative effect on it. And, you know, so 122, it's 122.67 right now. This has been a 1 year support, 125.97. And we had a couple daily closes. We had 4 daily closes below that level, but then broke out a little higher. So Solana is not looking amazing right now. But again, if Powell speaks dovishly tomorrow, we'll see some significant pumps. If they put an end to quantitative tightening tomorrow, we'll see some good pumps. But as of right now, if it's completely independent of all of that, I'm not in love with Solana right now. So all right, so Solana reclaimed, but then lost 126. Not looking amazing, independent of anything else. All right. Do you think the Dow will pump tomorrow with Powell? If he's dovish, yes. Feels like a real catalyst tomorrow. Maybe. My meme coins are very low. Pretty much. How would you play this? All right, wait. Here's my scenario. Rode 25K up to 55K. Now sitting at 27K in layer 2s and some alts. Have 10K cash. Oh, man. So how would you play this? Right now, I would hold. Today, March 18th, 2025, I would hold. I would not buy any more. So for me, I'm like 80, 90% in stables. I'm okay buying more tomorrow, but if your percentage of stables is what, like 30%, a little bit less than that, I would not make any new purchases. I would hold. I would ride it up. I do think that we're going to see a relief rally at least, or we could see new all-time highs over the next couple of months for the altcoin market cap and for Bitcoin. But then if that's what happens, I'm telling you, don't get sucked into this idea that we are now in the bull run, that alt season, 2021, 2018 alt season. I say this with a great deal of conviction that that's not happening, not yet. That's not happening this year. So I would play it where, I would turn the 27K into like 40K and then I'd exit. That's my mindset. That would be my mindset. Wow, I thought you were only around 40% in stables. Well done seeing this coming. Well, no, it's not that I saw it coming or anything. There was the day before the Trump tariffs, that Sunday, I sold a lot of crypto. And that's when I went from about 40 to 80 or 90%. So I don't know. I don't remember why that particular day I sold a lot of crypto. I think the market was looking pretty bad. I mean, on a Saturday, which it shouldn't look bad on a Saturday. It just should be flat on a Saturday. So All right, let's look at Tau. Tau is one of the exceptions when I talk so negatively about AI coins. Tau is it's kind of an exception. Aside from the fact that this key level 258 is now resistant. Oh no. 258 is now resistance. So that's a good level, 259. It's a good level to short, but we'll see what happens tomorrow, you know. I feel like I need to keep on throwing out that caveat. We'll see what happens tomorrow. So yeah, my last note on Tau from March 12th was 259 is now resistance. As of right now, I'm thinking that it will be reclaimed soon. Has not happened yet. So as of right now, I mean, it's a clear level to short. Very clear level to short. But again, we'll see about tomorrow. Okay, back to my situation. If altcoins were to make all-time high again, why wouldn't my account see all-time high? If I were you, I would not play it for all-time highs. That's what I'm saying. So my mindset would not be I'm going to hold this until my account goes back to a new all-time high. My mindset would be, I want to lock in enough gains that my account, you know, as it's climbing up to $40,000 or so, I'm taking out profits. That's all. So now, you know, if we go in an uptrend, if it's a significant uptrend, I certainly want to have a moon bag. I want to just let some of it ride or die. But right now, your mindset, in my opinion, should be more about protecting your wealth than about making so-called life-changing gains. Because the chances that you're going to make life-changing gains over the next 2 months are pretty low. There will be a time. That time is not now. But it's up to you, man. You need to do some self-reflecting right now. Because I'm telling you, under this scenario where if we only were to have a relief rally, only a relief rally and not new all-time highs, everyone's going to be screaming in your ears telling you that we are going to new all-time highs and that alt season is just around the corner. And so you're going to need to drown that out. All right, Sui. Oh, man. Yeah, 20-day EMA, it just, you're welcome. Gold just keeps pushing up. Yeah, I don't know if you were here, Pascali, when I was talking about that. Now, yeah, guys, I want to talk about metals. Listen, before I got into crypto, I was huge into precious metals. And I made all the same rookie mistakes in 2011. 2011, gold peaked, silver peaked at $50. I bought the top. I held it all the way down. I still hold all my silver. I still hold all my silver. So if life-changing gains will happen, why not just hold till then? Crypto is bonus money. There's no guarantees that life-changing gains will happen. But if crypto is bonus money, whatever, yeah. If you have like a massive 401k, a lot of money in retirement, you have a lot of money in stocks, then whatever, man. Yeah, feel free to mess around. That's not most people's scenarios. So everything that I love about crypto, everything that makes that crypto people believe, especially Bitcoin people, I learned all of that. The hatred of the dollar, I learned all of that when I got into precious metals. And I mean, let me pull up the silver chart, because silver I think is a great play right now. I'll just do the silver ETF. So let me go. Do I do weekly or monthly? I'll do weekly. Let me do monthly. Although, shoot, you know what? I need to actually pull up silver. So, all right, I'm not going to actually pull up silver, but this is the silver ETF launched in 2006. if we were looking at the all-time silver chart, what you would see is a 45-year cup and handle pattern playing itself out. So what you would see is, and if you're like, hey, stick to crypto, whatever. No, listen. Before I ever got into crypto, precious metals was my thing. So what you would see, and I know that's so ugly, and you can't see that on TikTok, but I drew a really ugly, that's terrible. But what you'd see is a 40-year cup and handle playing itself out, 45-year cup and handle. So let's say very soon, I wouldn't be surprised in 2025 or 2026, silver got up to $50. Let me tell you something. Silver would, $50 would be massive resistance. It might take another year, another handle within the handle to break through 50. But then after that, it's off to the races. It is off to the races. Rhythm Seeker, what's up? You typed my name. Hello, Rhythm Seeker. So, and then let me pull it up again. I mean, here's what we have. Here's just how much room we have for gold. This is the gold priced in the Dow Jones. If you think gold is ripping right now, this is gold priced in the Dow Jones. We have a lot higher to go with gold. I mean, what's it going to do? I mean, if you look at this historically all time, I mean, gold priced in the Dow Jones. So I'm not expecting 1984 peak of gold priced in the Dow Jones, but something like, a 0.5 or 618 retrace, I think that's ahead of us. Maybe even going back to the 2011 peak. So, and that's over, I mean, listen, that's over a much longer timeline than what we're used to crypto. So this is the kind of thing, you buy gold, you buy some gold miners, some silver. You're not getting life-changing gains in a year. You might, especially with the miners. You're getting life-changing gains, though, over a period of several years. So, all right. I'd be buying some silver. I'd be buying some miners. I'd be buying some gold. And it's funny, when I talked about this on my live stream yesterday, people were so fixated on this, like, how do you get a gold miner? And what they were thinking is like a computer to mine gold. But no, that's not. No, we're talking about actual gold miner stocks. So do I have any recommendations? Let me do more research on it, Andrea. I don't want to, because with crypto, we're talking about years and years of nonstop research. With precious metals miners, I'm still more of a learner. Now, there is one stock that I've been following for several years now. The ticker is SQM, and I bought a bunch on Friday. It's SQM. It's Sociedad Química y Minera. It's a Chilean miner, and I'm really hopeful about it. So let's see, back to the watch list, and let me make some notes about SUI here. Think of gold miners as altcoins. And if you think of gold miners as altcoins to gold dominance is off the charts insane right now. You want to throw silver in on that. Gold dominance is off the charts insane, and it's probably going to come down pretty hard. This is a 5 to 10 year, 4-year cycle. Okay? SQM is straight up right now. I'm glad I bought some on Friday. Yeah, I noticed. I mean, I follow the price every day, or not every day, like, a couple times a week. And so I saw it. It bottomed out in the 30s, and I was like, okay, and then it got up to the 40s. I was like, oh, all right, now's a good time. And I think that's the case for a lot of miners. But you have to have more of a diamond hand and hold on for dear life mentality with these miners, or with gold and with these miners. And isn't that nice? That you're not buying something that is going to go to zero. You can sleep better at night, and you don't have to check the price every waking minute. Wouldn't you like some of that in your life? Well, here's what I'm buying. All right. And wouldn't I would love to at one point be 90% in that and 10% in crypto. That would make me sleep a lot better at night. So, all right, Sui. Chart still looks weak. Had a perfect bounce. I drew this liquidity zone months ago. Look at that. Just filled it perfectly. It's probably going to revisit that liquidity zone. So somewhere around $1.95, I'd be a buyer of Sui. But it's getting overbought on stochastic. And maybe it'll hit the 20-day EMA. I'd buy spot on this if it got down under $2 again. Okay, all right. Already did Solana. Shiba Inu. I know it's Shiba Inu. Alex, any good time to buy some alts or nah? I mean, Mar, like I said, I think Powell is going to be dovish tomorrow. So I'm going to buy a few $1,000s of altcoins. I don't know which altcoins yet. I'll look into it tomorrow to see where some of these altcoins are. And that might be for like a 1 week hold and then I'll sell, or it might be the start of a new uptrend. I don't know. Will you say which alts? I don't know. I like literally I don't know right now. What time does he speak? 2:30 Eastern time, United States tomorrow. AOs, don't touch AOs. I say that with a great deal of conviction. Another AI cryptocurrency that's still up very big from its bear market bottom could, do I have that on my stream? No, I don't. You know, 20-day EMA, look at that. Look at all these rejections of the 20-day EMA. It's been like that since January 26th. It's just nonstop getting rejected at the 20-day EMA. 2 days ago, got rejected at the 20-day EMA. Is probably on its way to a lower low, you know, below 20 cents for the first time since 2023. So I might be interested in buying some AOs, like literally down at like 17 or 16 cents. Is that the relief rally you are talking about? I mean, I've been thinking out loud this whole time. Just thinking out loud. Chainlink. I might buy some Chainlink, Mar. That would be a really good one, a safe one. But let me look at Dion Protocol. I don't know anything about it. This one doesn't look too bad. This looks very much bottomed out. You know, it actually was able to break through the 20-day EMA. Seller exhaustion it looks like it's pretty much completed. And then now it's had a few tests, multiple tests of the 50-day EMA. So maybe it'll break through that soon. That doesn't look too bad. They have FOMO week next week on Dion. I don't know what that is. Is that like an actual thing that they're planning on? All right, let me look at Chainlink and Jasmy. So Chainlink, you know, same deal, 20-day EMA, but I really am hopeful that this support zone at around $13 is gonna hold. So this is definitely one that I have no interest in shorting right now. Let me make a note. Let me make a note in the spreadsheet here, and I'll be with you in a second. So very hopeful. All right, reclaimed support zone. Very hopeful that it would hold. Would not short. May be buying some spot tomorrow. Okay. Jasmy. All right, look up their X account. Interesting for Dion. Yeah, I'll look that up in a second here. Jasmy just... Oh, man, I didn't mean to do that. All right, let me put that back. I mean, so many zones of support and resistance. Right now, it's in a really tight zone, but it's just not showing any follow through. I just think over time, if again, if Powell speaks tomorrow and he's dovish, then everything can reverse. But if the status quo remains the same, Jasmy is just going to keep chopping in the zone. It chops in the zone, gets rejected at the trend line or the 20-day EMA, and then goes down to a new zone, and then chops in that zone, gets rejected, and then who knows? Maybe this will go straight down to its bear market bottom. That would be my assumption right now. Okay. My phone just died, and I'm not going to plug it back in. So what am I going to do? Give me a second for those on YouTube. I'm going to stay live on YouTube and look at different entries, but I want to plug my phone in so it'll charge. Okay, I'm still here, but let me plug my phone in. I should have done this earlier instead of what I'm doing right now, that's for sure. Okay. Okay. All right, so I was talking about Jasmy, and then I'll look at Caspa. That was a request. And for those, if you want this trading journal, you can see it. I just put it in the chat. And I suppose even if you're not a member of the channel and you're watching this live stream, there you go. If the status quo remains for Jasmy, it will chop in its ranges and then get rejected at the trend line or 20 EMA and then dump to a lower range. So what do you do with that? If that's what's going to happen, here's a great place to short. You see it get to the 20-day EMA or the trend line or the trend line. Or, I mean, there's so many levels here. There's plenty of opportunities to short. I'd be targeting 0.01431, unless, of course, I'm going to sprinkle this in again, unless, of course, Jerome Powell turns dovish tomorrow. And stochastic is probably by tomorrow going to be in very much overbought territory, which is a perfect place to short it. So we will see. Shiba Inu. That's what that girl, most of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. There's this coin, Shiba Inu. And I just bought 1 million of it. And if it goes up to $1, I will be a millionaire. All y'all have to do is hold. That's what she was saying. I am currently in a short on Shiba Inu. and I shorted it at the 20-day EMA, so I was sweating it out a little bit for a couple days, but now my short's looking pretty good. And I'm assuming that my take profit is somewhere along this trend line. So just like everything else that I've been talking about, until the status quo changes, my expectations with SHIB is that it's going to do something like this. It's just going to keep on going down until something changes. But this is one that I'm actually looking at this and I'm like, I'm really happy that I'm shorting it, because the volume is so low. Oh my goodness. Volume's low. It's just, there's so little strength here that any pump, it's going to be sold off from two people taking profits. So, all right. All right, broke through the downtrend line, got rejected at the 20-day EMA, will most likely bounce off the trend line moving forward, putting in lower highs. That is Shiba Inu in a nutshell. All right, Rose. Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose on the 20-day EMA. Another one, broke through the downtrend. Not quite, maybe the downtrend line isn't even going to act as support anymore, but it's still just dropping and getting rejected at the 20-day EMA. All I said on March 12th is 34.9 cents is the level to short. Lost support, 34.9 cents is the level to short. And so did we get up? This is what traders do. They know the levels. And so, I said 34.9. I meant to say 34.59. Oh man. But they know the levels, right? And so if a lot of people have their eyes on one particular point for a short or a long, it ends up going up a little bit close to that level, but not quite there, because the bears got too greedy. And that's what happened with Rose. So all I'm going to say is 20-day EMA and 0.03459 are the levels to short as of right now. Oh, I've been kissed by a rose on the bend. I remember I was in 8th grade when that song came out. And whenever it came on the radio on the bus, there's this guy, and he would be like, baby! That was terrible, sorry. But he would go, I'm a little slap happy right now. Oh, Quant was holding up pretty well for a while, but now, there was one day that volume, a few days here that volume's been pretty good, but still. Let me pull up the Bollingers real quick. I want to look at the daily and weekly Bollingers. There's nothing in particular about the daily Bollingers that are particularly attractive, or the weekly. Never mind. Just trying to find an edge here. There's really no edge. The 20-day EMA, but I don't want to be a one-trick pony here especially because some alts, again, are getting less weak. But I don't know. There's nothing here. I mean, if it were to get up to $84, that would be a great level to short. But, I mean, the 20-day EMA is just coming down so hard, it's going to be difficult. What's drawing those blue lines? So I drew those a long time ago. So I do this all the time. I look for areas of confluence, historic confluence. And so I don't even remember. I mean, I see some here. I see a decent amount here. You know, you can see 2022 bounced off that price point there. October 2023. April 2024, and so you'll see there's a lot of times you'll see with random cryptocurrencies that I have charted out here that there's these lines that I drew. I don't make notes as to, like, you know, why did I draw this line? I don't know, but there was a rhyme and reason to it, and then I forget, and then I'll come back to the chart and find that it like interacted with those price levels perfectly. For example, well, actually, let me show you Caspa. Because Caspa, I was going to look at Caspa too. Look at Caspa from, you know, really all of 2024. This line right here, 10 cents, was just a perfect place to long Caspa. I mean, it bounced off of it beautifully. And so, you know, that happens all this. Solana at 126 was the same deal, but now Caspa's lost that as support. It didn't, man, last time it didn't even interact with it because that was the day of the big Trump liquidations. So let's see. My last notes. Oh my goodness. All right, my notes for Caspa on March 11th. 26% pump today. Worth keeping your eyes on for a short at 8.1 cents. Thanks, Rob. 8.1 cents. Worth keeping your eyes on for a short at 8.1 cents. It got up to 8.2. But man, it's at 7.3 right now, you know. You did a 2-3x short, you'd be looking pretty good. And looking at Caspa, I mean, it doesn't look so great short term. Looks like it has a decent amount to go lower. I mean, man, it got down to 5.6 cents. It may be on its way to a lower low. Unless, of course, Jerome Powell turns dovish tomorrow. Got up to 8.2 cents. Lower low, keep shorts open. All right. I've been live for an hour and a half. I'll look at Pepe, and then I'm going to be done. I'll be done for this live stream. I'm going to keep looking at different charts here. So Pepe. My note from March 13th. Perfect opportunity to short at the 20-day EMA. But it's already much lower than that now. I'd still hold off. So March 13th. Why did I say that? I mean, whatever the case, look, 20-day EMA. That's the time to short. Got up to the 20-day EMA, short at the 20-day EMA. Right now, stochastic is is overbought. Looks like it's heading down. This is another one that looks like it's on its way to a lower low. 20-day EMA was perfect, the perfect place to short. Looks like it's on its way to... I thought you were an SMA guy to use both of those and the EMAs. You see the yellow line here? I mean, the biggest... On longer timelines, I am an SMA guy. On broader timelines, I care a great deal about the SMA, and in particular the 200-day SMA and the 50-week, especially for Bitcoin, the 50-week SMA. So, and the 200-week SMA. So you'll see me talk about this a lot, especially now with the 200, because I mean, look at it. Right now, it's resistance. We need to break through the yellow line here. We need to break through that. So that's huge. And then the 50-week SMA is... let me get that on here. Let me get rid of the EMAs real quick. All right, 50-week SMA. That's not the 50-week SMA. I need to change the settings. So why did that not happen? SMA 50 time frame 1 week. All right, there it is. 50-week SMA. Did I change? Where's the 200-day? All right, something's not right. I don't think, I'm pretty sure the 50-week SMA is like at 75.5. And I just messed something up. So I'm just going to undo everything. There it is. Okay. So 50-week SMA, I'm pretty sure is at 75.5, maybe like 76,000 right now. If we lose that, historically, it's over. It's over for months at least, you know. I mean, when would be the earliest that we would be able to break back above that? I would guess like September. Now, that means we buy in July if we were to break through that in September. But it could be over for a year. It really could. So I don't want to lose at all the 50-week SMA. I will throw in the towel at that time. So, and let me be clear. I'll throw in the towel in terms of any hope of even a relief rally at that time. So, until several months from now. Okay, I've clarified enough. All right, well, as always, it's been a good time. I will be back on this channel for members live stream on Thursday, and I will see you then. Have a good one, everybody.